This is a CBS2 News update. I'm Chris Wragge. A 1-year-old girl is dead, her twin brother fighting for his life, and their mother is in custody after police are called to a home in Queens. Police were called to the home on Ashby Avenue near Utopia Parkway just before 10 last night. Police say 1-year-old Elena Torabi was found unconscious and unresponsive with severe body trauma. She was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Her baby brother was rushed to the hospital where he remains in critical condition. Sources say the 911 call came from the house, but it's not clear if the mother made the call. She was the only adult there when police arrived. She lived in the basement with 5 children, all under the age of 6. ACS has taken the other children, but they also say there was no ACS history at this home. The mother is being questioned but has not been charged as of yet. Unbelievable story. New information today about that deadly basketball court shooting in Brooklyn. Police have arrested the suspect they say shot and killed 16-year-old Timothy Oyebola. Investigators say 14-year-old Aaron Nathaniel, who was seen on surveillance video, fired the shots that killed Oyebola at the Chester Playground in Brownsville nearly 2 weeks ago. It's believed that he was an innocent bystander and not the intended target. Nathaniel has been charged with murder, criminal use of a firearm, and criminal possession of a weapon. Today, Governor Cuomo unveiled a huge plan to rebuild JFK with 2 new terminals and new highways that will be done by the year 2025. He says the rebuild is going to be a $13 billion plan. In addition to that, Cuomo said the next big fix to make for New York's infrastructure is to the subway system. Cuomo using strong language about what will be realistic for funding.
Only realistic option is congestion pricing. We have to get it done. We have to get it done next year. If we get the funding, we will get it done.
In the past, the governor has said the city and the state have to split the cost, but now says that is not a realistic option. A measles warning originating at Newark Airport. The New Jersey Department of Health says a man who arrived with measles at Terminal B last Friday from Israel then headed to Rockland County. Anyone who traveled through Newark Airport between 5:30 and 10:30 a.m. may have been exposed to the highly contagious disease and should see a physician. The New York State Health Department says the man then spent the weekend and Monday in New Square in Ramapo. We've got more information, including a list of locations where he went in New Square at CBSNewYork.com. But check it out. Okay, happening today, an arraignment for one of the men charged with assaulting 2 bus drivers. Police say 46-year-old Andre Chandler of Brooklyn sprayed 2 MTA bus drivers with an unknown substance on August 23rd. Both drivers were treated at local hospitals and released. Chandler was arrested a few days after the attack and is facing charges of assault, menacing, and reckless endangerment. A second man had already been arrested in connection with this incident. Now to campaign 2018. Recent polls show the race for the U.S. Senate in New Jersey is in a dead heat. Democratic Senator Robert Menendez faces Republican Bob Hugin. According to a Quinnipiac poll, the public may have a negative view of Menendez's recent corruption trial. 59% of likely voters say Menendez is not honest, while 25% say he is, but 48% say he cares about average people, while 39% don't think he does. Hugin scores higher on honesty with 39%.
I've done over 400 campaign events in every part of the state. People think they know they deserve better.
A federal judge exonerated me, found me innocent of the most significant charges, and I am focused on talking to voters across the state when I'm back in New Jersey and fighting for them here in Washington.
New Jersey has not elected a Republican to the U.S. Senate since 1972. In sports, the New York Yankees playoff hopes are alive and kicking this morning after beating the Oakland A's in the American League wildcard game last night. Aaron Judge got the Yankees off to a great start with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first. Yankee starter Luis Severino with a solid effort, allowing no runs in just over 4 innings of work. And Giancarlo Stanton capped it off with a monstrous home run in the 8th inning. The final score was 7-2. The Yankees will play Game 1 of the ALDS against the Boston Red Sox tomorrow night at Fenway Park. And another day, warmer day today, but there is a chance for a little rain in the afternoon. Here's John Elliott with more specifics. John?
But not, Chris, a repeat of Tuesday's severe weather where we had the torrential rain and the 4 tornadoes. A much weaker cold front ushers in that chance for a shower. Right now, it's 11 o'clock, mostly sunny and 70. You know, and we've been working to get 70. Still dealing with the mid-60s, a little bit more in the way of cloud cover north and west. Look at the Hamptons, though. Look at Belmar. Yeah, moving on up. Numbers north and west cooler. We're still going to try to warm you up to about 80. And with those slightly higher dew points, it does feel like a summer day. This is what Chris is talking about. Look at that. Those thunderstorms holding together. Model's still not that aggressive with it. It's well after the rush. where this rushes in. In fact, even the 6 o'clock hour, it's still just out of our area. And then holding together, chance of a shower in the city between, say, 8 and 9 or 11. And then once that's done, hey, that season you've been pining for, that fall feel, well, it's going to be around Friday and Saturday. Chris?
Okay, John, thanks so much. Snapping a great selfie can be fun, but is it worth risking your life? Probably not. Well, a new study finds more people are putting themselves in danger for a great photo, and hundreds have, in fact, died. Here's CBS 2's Jessica Moore.
You're looking at some of the most dangerous selfies ever taken. People posing in front of great white sharks, dangling on top of construction cranes, and throwing themselves off buildings or waterfalls.
It's risky, but you get a good picture from it, so.
I think one moment of fame is what they want to do. Yep.
Last year, a California woman nearly died when she fell 60 feet taking a selfie on top of a bridge.
They were taking a picture on the bridge, and then the big bolts that are holding the beams together, she stepped on them kind of weirdly and just lost balance and fell backwards.
She was lucky, but many people aren't. According to a new study in the Journal of Family Medicine and Primary Care, 259 people have died taking selfies over the past 6 years, with the most likely causes drowning, transportation, like taking selfies in front of oncoming trains, and falling from heights. Most of the victims were between 20 and 29, and more than 70% were men.
It's not surprising that people are seeking, bigger and better and wilder experiences to photograph themselves in.
Tech experts say with platforms like Facebook and Instagram so pervasive, a regular selfie just doesn't cut it anymore.
If you and I take that selfie on the top of, the Eiffel Tower hanging from it, that's going to get a lot more likes, right? And that is going to trigger this response in me of wanting, what can I do next? What will get even more likes?
And then there's the anything you can do, I can do better mentality.
But you see people doing this, right? And it's, oh, well, they're doing it, so I should be able to do it too. I'll be fine. Many of these deaths are people who are just standing at the edges of cliffs or waterfalls on vacation in national parks. So I think if it's the kind of photo you would be concerned if somebody was taking it physically of you and you go, oh, if you look behind you and you'd be concerned, you should be doubly concerned if now you have one hand in the air.
Wise advice to ensure that selfie smile doesn't turn into a serious or even deadly situation.
Well, a consumer alert about hams shipped to New York from North Carolina from a company there. Federal officials ordered a recall after investigators found listeria contamination. 4 people have gotten sick. 1 has died. The recall involves Johnson County hams country style, Old Dominion brand hams fully cooked, Pato's fully cooked, Valley Country hams premium fully cooked, and Goodnight Brothers country ham boneless. The USDA advises the ham should be thrown away or returned to the store. Why don't you just throw those away to be on the safe side? A beloved teacher is in the spotlight after producing science superstars for 10 years and counting at her Long Island high school. Dr. Serena McCullough of Jericho High and her students are part of a new documentary called Science Fair. It follows 1,700 students competing from nearly 80 countries. Students say McCullough is direct, and if you're not working at your potential, she's going to call you out on it.
Very tough love, like a mom who really wants the best for you.
I'm going to be so proud when one of my kids win a Nobel Prize, because they will.
All right. The film was made last year when Kendra Zhang took home first place in energy chemical. In all, Dr. McCullough's students won 7 grand awards, more than any other school in the entire world. Well, it's harvest time at White Plains, and students at one school are reaping crops they grew for a children's farmers market. CBS 2's Jessica Layton explains how it's more than just a science lesson.
It's a day dedicated to getting a little dirty. Instead of pulling books out of their bags, students at Church Street School are pulling vegetables out of the ground.
So when I tell the kids all the time, we see these great green tops, but you never know what you're going to get. So every year, it's a huge, huge surprise.
5 years ago, first grade teacher Deb Benge started up this horticulture project, creating an award-winning green space in the center of their White Plains school called The Garden That Keeps on Giving.
Having this courtyard is a really unique resource, and we wanted to tap into that.
At the end of every school year, students plant seeds in the garden. As they grow, so do their crops.
Those tiny little seeds, did you believe they would really grow into big carrots?
Yeah. Teaching them about science, then also what they call service learning, since they sell the vegetables at a farmer's market and all the proceeds go to charity.
They learn about giving back to the community. If we have the power to do something within our school and harvest these vegetables to help others, that is a lesson we want students to learn.
We've been learning To be kind, safe, and responsible.
Students plant things like beets, tomatoes, and arugula, but picking carrots seems to be the favorite.
I like harvesting because I like to eat the carrots.
Some even say they're getting better than their parents at this whole gardening thing.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
For this school, giving back seems to come as natural as these vegetables. Jessica Layton, CBS 2 News.
For CBS 2 News Update, I'm Chris Wragge. Please follow me at Chris Wragge. See you there. Bye.